Hi, how are you? Welcome to our afternoon live with our very own April Davis. She is the woman of love. And if you don't know April, you guys need to get to know her. She is amazing. She's absolutely awesome. And we appreciate who she is in our community. She's a dope teacher. And I know you guys will be more than happy to hear from April and who she is in our community. Thank you, April, for being a part of this dope event happening next week, Friday and Saturday. And guys, when you come in the room, remember to share. All the information we have is not for us, it is for our community. So remember to share. Remember to let others know that some family in London, people. Hi, Ali. Ali Hoodlin, thank you for coming in. Pradesh, thank you for coming in. Hi, Pauline Sobers. Oh,
Hi,
hi.
Kim.
How are you,
I'm
April?
good, Kim
Thank
too. How
you.
are you?
Thank you for taking some time out of your schedule today.
Absolutely. No problem. Good to see you.
Oh, we appreciate it. Oh, man. Hey, Irene, thank you for coming in. I'm just saying, remember to hit that share button on the bottom. Shalom, Apostle Harper. Shalom to you. Uh, Greetings, Aunt Pat. Trilda Silvers, that's my aunt. She's on. She's
Oh,
been on
okay.
every live today, so I want to shout out my
That's
aunt.
great. Hello.
All the dope moms in my community. Can you hear me
I can.
clearly?
I can. Can you hear me? Good.
Awesome, awesome. How have you been,
Pretty
April?
good. I just finished class a few minutes ago, so I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there for a Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So we are happy to catch you on a well. Are we back? Are we good?
I'm good. I can hear you now. My signal, I guess it was lagging. I don't know if it was on my end.
No, it's probably on my end. I'm having satellite
Okay.
issues with my cell site on this
Okay.
block. They're fixing some stuff, so but we're making it
Yeah.
win today, I'm
We
telling you
will.
right
We
now.
will.
And so let's get right into
Okay.
it while the internet is working real good.
Okay.
So tell me, what does preparation look like for you, April, in your
Oh
world as a
my
mom
gosh. As a mom,
and a
yes,
teacher?
definitely. Preparation. For me, just my personality alone, my preparation has to go day to day. For some reason, I have a hard time getting, I know a lot of people can do that. I can prepare for the entire week thing. But for me, it's definitely a day to day thing with my responsibilities as a mom and as a teacher. What I try to do, my son is 14.
Yeah.
So what I try to do, especially as he's gotten older, is to really get him prepared to be independent in certain regards so that I can take those responsibilities away from me that don't have to be with me, especially according to his age. Um, so that's helped me out where, you know, I do regular check-ins with him as far as his schoolwork is concerned. And these are things that are happening nightly. And then in the morning, us getting ready to get out the door and go our separate ways. I just need to make sure he's ready for the day. But that's something that I made sure of the night before. And then for me, with preparation, as far as my work is
Yeah.
concerned, I'm expected to have a trajectory of what I intend to do for the entire week with my students. And I do hold that in my mind, but I also know it's a day to day. I know my students come in on a regular basis with different issues and concerns, and I know the school day, you know, can have its ups and downs as well. So for me, I know my preparation is to make sure, one, that I'm healthy, that I got enough sleep, that I have access to any
Wow.
food or nourishment that I need throughout the day, because if those things are not in order, I'm going to be no good. I'm going to be cranky and distant and whatever else is going to come with that. Um, and
Yes.
also for me as a teacher, obviously I need to make sure I had time to read whatever material I'm getting ready to talk about. I also need to make sure mentally that I'm in the right place, because I'm dealing with teenagers and I can't bring my issues to them. One, they don't
Oh,
deserve
that's good.
that. Two, it doesn't make well for a high school classroom at all. Um, I really try to make sure that I'm in communication with my colleagues because they are a huge support to me at work, as we all are to each other, but just to make sure that I'm in communication with them with things that I need. Our instructional leader, or you might call him a principal, she's also amazing. So for preparation for me, it's making sure that I'm connected with everybody around me. And then as well, I live with my mom, who has her own busy schedule. I'm sure you know that sometimes I hardly see her throughout the week, but even knowing whether she's going to be,
Oh yeah.
whether she's going to be coming home that evening, whether, you know, I'll see her in the morning, you know, certain things like that. So making sure that everybody that I see on a daily basis, that I'm in communication with on a daily basis, that I'm connected in terms of what's going on in that regard is big for me as far as preparation, because I know that I can have them as support and
That's
then
good.
be there or be in place as is necessary, you know, making sure that my schedule as far as work is concerned. My mother asked me the other day, she cleans at the church now, and that's a big project. She couldn't find anyone to help her with that. So she's like, so she tells me, she asked me if I'd be able to help her after work last week, Saturday. And already, like today, I've been at work, you know, since the morning. So I was like, okay, yes, I can do it. I can do it. It's fine. I'll be there. And I left work. And then I went to meet her and I did what I had to do for her. But it made me feel good, one, that I was able to help her, and two, that I didn't feel responsibilities by taking that time, you know, to help her out with the assignment that she had. So, you know, preparation for me, it's a day-to-day thing, and it keeps my mind active, knowing that, okay, do I have the next thing in order?
Oh wow, that's
next
excellent.
thing in order, and that sort of thing. So maybe one day I'll get on that week trajectory of like having my meals planned and my lessons ready to go whenever. But you know, so far so good. Yeah.
Wow. And and we know that with preparation comes the organizing of all the thoughts, right?
Absolutely.
Are you a calendar person, or are you I write it everywhere on Post-its person? Like sometimes I'm calendar, vision board, Post-its, notebooks in my bag. What's your process?
For me, it's also a combination, but I am calendar. I'm also, I also tell other people to tell me again. If I have students that need something and I say, if I don't reach out to you, then you contact me again. I can do Post-its sometimes, but I'm not a linear thinker. So a lot of times what happens is I'll write something down and then I say, where did I put it? I don't remember where I put it again. But I also use my notes in my smartphone. Yeah, I use my notes in my smartphone to write lists down. I went to Paris for my spring break. And that was a trip that, you know, I planned on a whim because it was on my vision board. I planned it on a whim, piece by piece. But as I got closer to the trip and I was able to really set aside the responsibilities that I had on a day-to-day, I sat down, I think it was like in one day, and wrote out a whole list of things that I needed to make sure I had. And I condensed that all and got everything, I think a day or two before I had to go. But I got comfortable with the way that I organize, so that even though it might not make sense for someone else, I know the way that I am. I know that, you know, if I have certain tasks at school where I wrote that information down, I do have notebooks. I am a notebook person for sure. That I have a notebook that I keep for my college students on the weekend. And I have a notebook. I have a notebook that I have for my high school students. And you might open the notebook and say, April, this looks crazy. But for me, I know where I wrote certain things. I know that I, you know, used some page over a few days. Yeah. So I've gotten very comfortable with being all over the place in my world. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yes, of course. I get you. Trust me, I get you. Also, so tell me about, what is your commitment? What is your commitment these days? What are you committed to?
I'm committed to the success of the youth that I have around me. One, starting with my own son. Obviously, he's, you know, my first responsibility after I make sure that I'm okay. I'm committed to his workload, because his dad now lives in Atlanta. So his dad, while he's still in connection with him digitally and, you know, having conversations with him, as far as the physical, the everyday, the minute to minute, it falls on me. So I set it in a way so that he knows his expectations, the expectations that we have as a family. My commitment is is me
Yes.
constantly checking in with him, me keeping up with the things that I said I wanted him to do, projects that he has going on that I know he's able to complete independently. I'm able to check in with him on a regular basis. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? We're a family that we, are constantly texting one another, sending screenshots of school emails and things like that. So it's like the commitment that I have. I start with him.
Wow.
And then I extend that to my students. I don't know sometimes where I get the energy to continue to teach. And I see my cousin Tanya is watching. She's another teacher, so I know she can relate in the sense that the commitment, sometimes you have to like just not think about it, just do, right? I'm committed to my students being so much greater than, and not that they're terrible people now, but they are teenagers, so it is what it is. But me committed me committed to seeing them be their best selves, and me being committed to the extent that I want to see them grow. I'm teaching students in Newark, New Jersey, so I know that there's a lot that comes with them that's not really their fault, that they just have to live with and get through. So I'm committed to who they are, not the circumstances that are around them. I work through the circumstances with them. But for me, and sometimes I know they don't understand, where they're like, oh, Miss Davis, you're doing too much, Miss Davis. But they don't realize that I'm looking at them 10 years from now. And so the commitment that I have on a small scale now, day to day, with grading their work and giving them feedback and giving them extensions on assignments, finding ways for them to actually grasp what it is that they need to grow as students themselves. That's the thing that, that drives me to make sure that all of that is in order, that all of that is working for their best experience. So my commitments, I mean, they're not necessarily, they're not about me, but I know that the things that I do for myself is only so that I can be a better mother, a stronger mother, a more committed mother. And the same thing goes for being an educator and knowing that I'm committed to the students that I have, even my college students, and they're all adults, some of them my age, maybe a little bit older than me, but it's the same thing, being committed, because education, you're dealing with the individual's mind. That's not something to play with. So it's like, it's a huge responsibility. And I'm glad I've been doing this for 9 years now. And I'm glad that I have that. And I know that that's also what motivates me, knowing that my students are happy in class, or at least pleased to be there, willing to go through whatever it is that it is, even my disgruntled teenagers in the classroom, that they're willing to show up. That helps me as well. So I have something to look forward to. Yeah.
Yep. Wow. And that really puts a hold on your commitment.
It does.
Because it's bigger than you.
Yeah. When I'm absent from school, those kids question, Miss Davis, where were you? Where we didn't tell you could take a day off or anything like that. They don't give me any break, and I appreciate it. I'm like, whatever, but I appreciate it. It pulls me for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Kids will definitely keep you in tone. Like, you said you're gonna show up, you better show up.
They don't play. They do not play. Yeah.
I love it. And I believe this is how we become contributions to our communities, right? This is how some teacher had to take interest in us. On the academic level, it's very important to remember somebody took an interest in you that sparked your interest. So that way you want to come back and serve.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah, I know the idea that I have for the greater world, as large as that sounds, but I know that it's based on what I do for these individual students that I've met over these years. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. And do they come back and say, hey, this is who I am, this is what
I know I ran into a student the other day she's getting ready to go. She just graduated pre-med. And other students that I'm in contact with, some on Facebook, a lot on Facebook. Students that I'm still in contact with here and there. I do hear about small successes, big successes, or even just knowing that they're okay, that they have families now, things like that. At the end of the semester, especially with the college, I get to read the evaluations that students fill out and things that they didn't tell me then. I read it in there, and so that encourages me from one year to the next, from one semester to the next, to know that I'm reaching them, to some extent. All of them have different responses to it. Some they have, things that I can't help, and some they really do. But I feel like more so than not, it's been that I've been able to help them. So that motivates me from one year to the next to keep it up. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. That's super dope, man. And we love your contribution in the
Thank
community.
you.
I just want people to know that April wrote a love book that made me question all the way I
Oh,
love,
oh my
how I give love, how I receive love. I just want you guys to know that Love is Like Breathing by April May
God.
B is one of my favorite books. I'm constantly posting it because I think at the point when you wrote it and I got the
Hmm.
book, um, I was just saying to myself, huh, I don't think I've thought about love in that poetic justice kind of way,
Mm, hmm.
because it seems like so pie in the
Yeah.
sky. But it was good to have like a point of contact to come back
Yes.
to and to say, hey, just think about love on this big, vast way
Yeah.
again. So that way I'm able to not only love who I'm with or love who's
Yes.
with me, but just
Yeah.
be love all the way.
Absolutely.
So
In every
that
regard.
book really impacted me,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank
So
you
I
so
just want
much.
you to know. I have one. Oh, girl, thank you. um, I have one last
Mhm.
question for you. Why did you say yes to sharing your story with other women?
Oh my gosh, just because of being a woman like that, the experience of it as I've gotten older and the things that I've gone through in life and dealt with and overcome, um, I realize one, the amazing thing is that I'm not alone, but then also the unfortunate thing is that I'm not
Mm,
alone. Um, and
mm-hmm,
because of the work that I've done through myself and the people who have been around me, the wisdom that's been shared with me, the opportunities that I've had to grow out of my experience, I know that it's not
mm-hmm.
not that it's not common, but it isn't. Everybody doesn't get it. Everybody doesn't get those opportunities, doesn't get that wisdom shared with them. So it's
That's
like,
right.
for me, what I understand is obviously it's been given to me, not to keep to myself, but to share with others when the opportunity arises.
That's
So,
right.
when you ask me, it was kind of
That's
like,
good.
I get the nervousness of it, and then I'm just like, but it's a no-brainer. I know, and you understand how it was written from the teachings that I have. I know that I have to walk in my purpose. It's not necessarily it's an option, but you do know what the better choice is going to be. It's going to be those things that are brought to you and asked of you, especially when it is to do better for others or to help others do better for
Oh,
themselves. Like,
that's good.
how could you say no to something like
That's
that,
good.
to sow into somebody else when you know how much has been given to you? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. So you've been poured into, so you're going to pour out.
Absolutely.
I
I've been
love
filled,
it.
yes, and it's
I love
overflowing.
it.
Absolutely.
Oh yes. And I want you to know that building this event with you guys, with all the moms that were a yes, like I was floored to know that my community is going to stand up with
Yes.
me, stand up for something bigger
Mm-hmm.
than us,
Mm-hmm.
take on sharing our stories. One of the uh, someone met me, I think like 3 weeks ago, and said, I want women to know. I want women to know that their stories matter. I want women to know that who they are in this world matters. And
Absolutely.
I said, yeah, that's really what it's about.
Right.
Everybody's got a story,
Absolutely.
and everybody should be out here sharing your
Mm-hmm.
breakdowns and your
Mm-hmm.
breakthroughs.
Definitely. It's
So,
how we connect. It's how, when you see yourself in other
yes.
people.
And so, thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah.
April.
Definitely.
Anything else you would like our community to know?
Um, Gosh, I mean, just know that there are opportunities to love, whether that is, and I think, and I come back to love all the time, as cheesy as one side of my brain says it is, the other side is like, no, constantly share and love, because I know I've been able to apply it in every single aspect of my life. Um, and I know how far it's taken me and how much it's removed me from just finding the opportunity to find the love in the situation, even the love for yourself, to remove yourself from a situation. Um, but I
Yes.
think that's it, that always to seek the love somewhere. And I'm not talking about the typical, the stereotype, the romantic love. I'm not talking about that. I'm really talking
Right.
about
That's right.
the
That's good.
feeling of peace, happiness, perhaps, if you can find it, but as long as there's peace and calm, and you seeing that at least seeing that the situation, whatever it might be, is always going to get better for yourself and for others. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. And you heard it here, folks. You know next week is going to be turned all the way up, you guys. This is just a glimpse of
I
the
can't wait.
moms that are coming through to share with you guys. It's going to be super dope. Thank you, April, for your
Thank
time
you.
on a
You're very
Saturday.
welcome.
Thank you so much for your
Yes,
contribution to the
you're very
community.
welcome.
I love and appreciate you.
Love you
We all do,
too.
right, people? Share this video, check out the replay, and get into who's in the
Yeah.
community. I'll talk to you
Yes,
soon,
give it to you. I'll
April.
see you
Have a
soon. You
blessed evening.
too. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.